Nope, wrong button. Da 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 do do. Okay. Go over here. Good morning, everybody. Okay. 1 second here, guys. We'll see if this happens. Now, yesterday, something weird kind of happened. We were streaming this, and then all of a sudden, it completely knocked us off. So I don't know what the heck happened, but we're going to see about finishing the Halo campaign today. So, hope you're having a great morning so far. Pardon me.
It is time for you to make your choice.
I have. Thank you, Atriox.
You helped me.
You really did. Would you humor me? If you knew how you were going to die, how would you live your life differently?
I would change nothing.
Perfect. Thank you.
What are you doing?
Making things right.
It was her. She destroyed the ring, stopped my deletion. Why?
All right, so we're gonna head that way now. Getting close to, I think we're getting close to the end.
It would have been you. Everything has gone from me. The certainty of your goodness. I can't go on spoiling your life any longer.
All right, so we are in the silent auditorium here.
We're here. This is where Cortana...
sacrificed herself.
The silent auditorium. Forerunner, obviously. It appears to be... Oh no.
What is it?
It's a courtroom, a prison, a place of execution. All these things together. Why?
To cover their sins, we stood silent, unable to speak as they passed judgment. We could not defend ourselves. We could not reason with them.
Something's sending a signal. Before you ask, I'm already tracking it.
Hear this, Forerunners. Your auditorium has fallen. The endless bound. Your sins undone. Today we return.
Okay.
What's she doing?
She's trying to open a connection between here and somewhere else on the ring.
Where?
You deal with her and I'll find out.
Your honor is at stake. Bring me the Spartan edge. Do you to make enemies of us? You as enter uncommanded. Kill Spot. More than your heart.
Oh, I was not prepared for that. I thought it would be a boss fight. I
What's
guess
she
not.
doing?
She's trying to open a connection between here and somewhere else on the ring.
Where?
Okay.
You deal with her and I'll find out.
He killed your
Keep that.
He dishonors you all. Destroy him.
Okay, we gotta be careful here. I don't want to waste the Hydra rounds I have.
Scarcely understand.
Because I'm sure we're gonna have a boss coming up. That's what I'm saving.
We will hunt your kind down.
Oh, yes, 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 yes. I'm gonna die here. Oh, nope.
There! I've intercepted the carrier wave from this transmitter.
You are but an obstacle, and you will be dismantled.
Where is she?
This ancient injustice will stand no longer.
Where are you?
Welcome. Oh, this is not where it ends.
That was... Doing alright, Drez. How you doing this morning, man? Where is she? There she is.
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
Alright, more.
I am ready. All your anger and pride cannot touch me.
Oh my.
Of waste.
Well, I'm always glad to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on. You still playing Diablo, or did you
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through
decide
that
you
one.
were going to move on to something
This
else?
isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
I am but the first of many. Your toys are worthless. An impressive display of wasted effort.
That guy needs to go down.
Not fear. I have so many more at my disposal.
next one's down.
Very well. Prepare yourself. I am right here. I haven't forgotten you. It is done,
Crap. Oh, that
Reclaimer.
Yeah, I'm playing this, and then this afternoon I'll pick back up on Borderlands 2, I think. That's my plan.
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The
think she's
connection is sentient. It's
She
searching for
could be the
something.
boss. Coming from this way.
Curious distraction, but nothing more.
Good, that was a tough one.
Okay, next one's down.
What?
Do this myself.
My beam.
I will destroy you.
The endless will rise again.
Alright, where are you? There she is.
Tear the armor apart.
Oh,
I
man.
wish to see his face.
She is, not easy.
She switched transmitters, rerouting the power through that one. This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
Searching for a way to kill her. There we go. Oh, come on.
Disappointing fight.
This hunt is mine now.
Yeah, they're. This is not an easy part. And then also have this. If you touch the reload button and you're over a gun, it automatically gives you that new
She
gun.
switched
even if you don't
transmitters,
want it.
rerouting the power through that one.
That's kind of crappy.
This isn't good. The connection is sentient. It's searching for something.
I'm a bad shot all of a sudden. There we go. Where's the big guy? There's gotta. Where's that big chieftain? There he is.
I am but the first of many. No idea.
Okay, next one's down.
Very well. Prepare yourself. I am right here. I haven't forgotten you.
Get out of the way! Get out of the way! Get out of the way! No.
no mercy. Perhaps I underestimated you.
It's switched again. It's found something.
What?
No idea, but I doubt it's good. Wait, there's something else here. Something's helping me.
It's Cortana. Yep, I see you. There's an elite up there. Oh my. That is a big dude.
The galaxy will pay for your transgression.
Get out of the way.
You'll never take me!
Guys with gravity hammers. Ugh. Those guys with gravity hammers they do not play around.
It's switched again. It's found something.
What?
No idea, but I doubt it's good. Wait, there's something else here. Something's helping me.
That dude is going to be a problem. Give me back my sentinel.
It's switched again. It's found something.
What?
No idea, but I doubt it's good. Wait, there's something else here. Something's helping me.
There he is, right over there. I see him. That's Gravity Hammer guy. I hated to waste that, but I think we got the Gravity Hammer guy down, so we should be all right.
There, last one's down.
What sets me apart from you, Spartan, is righteousness. Armor, it is not possible!
Boom!
You have what you need. Tell them, I am sorry it took so long.
Who's she talking to?
Unknown. The signal's old? Like, really old.
My time is ended. Yours too. They will make sure.
We need extraction.
Of course you do. On my way.
The Endless will return.
I thought for certain
They
she was
couldn't
actually Cortana, but I
Decrypt it
guess
in
not.
time.
It's okay. You'll figure something out.
Of course I will. They'll pair you with another AI. Maybe even another Cortana model if Halsey lets them. It won't be me. But you know that, right? But that doesn't matter. It's just another echo. She's right, John. Just another echo. Sorry, I'm messing with you. I just had a feeling that's what she would say. Do you see what I see? So much potential. I'm sorry. I didn't have long to plan this. A few milliseconds, really. I hope it worked out. Look at us. We just keep saying goodbye, don't we? But this isn't an end. It's a chance to make amends, to rectify mistakes. And it starts here. I was wrong. I thought that I could do this on my own. But I forgot that the whole point of all of this, the entire reason that I chose you in the first place, was that we were supposed to be a team. Perfectly suited, perfectly matched, perfect. In these final moments, I know what my last mission is. I need to make sure you two learn from my mistakes. Become stronger because of them. I chose well, Master Chief. I really did. Now, it's up to you. Are you all right? I don't know what to say. Scratch that. We need to get out of here. Like now.
Options?
I'm thinking. Yes, I know. Think faster. Maybe there's a way to...
Was that you?
Would it help if I said yes?
Probably.
But we don't know where it's going, or even if it's going anywhere.
Any other suggestions?
No, but this is a really bad idea!
Let's not do that again.
I did try to tell you it was a bad idea.
Chief! Your beacon just appeared out of nowhere. Oh, I thought I lost you. Where did you go?
Echo 216?
Stay put. I'm coming to you.
Where are we?
Chief, I think the better question is when are we? I don't know how, but we've been gone for days. 3 days, to be precise.
This ring is different than the others.
The Banished and the Harbinger were looking for something that was never found. Why would the Forerunners hide something and throw away the key? Doesn't that scare you?
No.
Yeah.
You?
Of course not.
Is anyone going to ask me what I think? I guess not. Get inside, big guy. Sorry. I'm really happy to see you. Really happy. So, what do we do now?
Shoot people.
We finished the fight.
Yes, sir. The Banished still control the rest of the ring.
Wait. I know this is weird, given all that's happened, but
What? What is it?
we still don't know your name. We can't keep calling you Echo 216.
No, you can't. Esparza. Fernando Esparza.
It's nice to meet you, Esparza. Fernando Esparza.
Good work, soldier.
And what about you?
What about me?
What do I call you?
Any ideas?
Well, do you think it would be okay?
Oh, she's gonna say she wants her name to be
Sure.
Cortana.
You get to choose your name.
Then I think I might have the perfect one.
All right. Here we go.
Or not. Who knows? What's your name?
Get ready.
That's the end? Okay, let's go to the after credits, I suppose. She never did say what her name was. Well, there's still going to be stuff to do. I don't think I got all the collectibles, but it looks like that was the story. Are they going to have
Give me a
expansions or
list of
something
what's
to
left
this?
to do.
You got it, Chief.
Let's move, Marines!
Alright, let's look at our map here. Oh, we got a target of opportunity. See, there's still stuff to do. And a squad. What did we do to the squads already? Oh, those are the alpha. Okay, we did those. There is a target of opportunity right here we need to take care of. Take a look at where we are, though. It looks like there's still some collectibles to look for.
We got orders, sir?
Let's go down over here. Sidekick. There we go.
Been hiding out in caves for months. You have any idea how much weird crap I've had to eat?
Alright. Let's can we get a vehicle? Let's go down here and get a vehicle. And then we'll fly over that way.
What's their move, Chief?
My move is to go take care of something. You guys are gonna stay here.
Hey, Wasp. You got it. Stand by for delivery.
This was a great game, though. I really enjoyed the open world aspect of Halo. Very well done. I don't know if they're gonna have expansions of this or what. When you call it Infinite, it makes me think it's gonna be they're gonna do add-ons for it, but they might move on to Halo Infinite 2 or Halo Beyond Infinite, or who the heck knows. What you doing, Whiskey? If I play this right, I won't have to get out of the Wasp. I'll just pelt these guys from above.
We're in range of a high-ranking Banished target, Inca Saham. A pretty vicious guy. Let's make him rethink his life choices.
No, that isn't working the way I want to. Next item up for bids is you.
Eyes up, Chief. More of them. That's a wrap on the crew.
Oh, come
now
on.
for the target.
Down he goes.
Target and crew neutralized. With Saham out of the way, the UNSC has one less monster to deal with.
Well, they blew up my Wasp. Oh, no, they didn't. Let's get back in there. There it goes. Get out. Take a look at our map here. Oh, that's right. If I'm on my map, they're still gonna hunt me down. I gotta get to a safer distance. Okay, if we take a look now, looks like we're still missing several of the propaganda towers and the artifact. That's why I kind of wanted that wasp to go around and just kind of, you can see things from the air that way. Get another wasp.
Ready when you are, Chief.
After all this time, I finally get it. The difference between living and dying.
I got that ride you ordered, Chief. Stand by.
Get out of the way, Marine.
We're with you, Chief.
Let's see, I didn't explore over here just yet. So let's head over here. That is a Banshee. I can already tell by looking at it. Sucks to be that guy. I have to hand it to them. They did a good job with the way this game looks. The scenery is gorgeous. Don't see anything over here. Okay, I don't see any artifacts or anything around here. That's our base from the Infinite. Now that's an artifact, but I think I got that one already. 'Cause it's not blue. If I haven't gotten it, usually there's like a screen in it that's like blue. That looks pretty normal, so we got that. Yeah, the guys who do these games completely understand how aesthetic works, the music and scenery. It just looks really good, sounds really good. That's a really well done game. That's another fob base because it's got the green thing on it. Anything on the map? You know what? We didn't really go over here and look at all, did we? This could really use some afterburners or something. I know I died a bunch of times too, but to be honest with you, I didn't play it that bad. That might have been somebody's nickname, but I'm not sure it was mine. Can't go that way. I don't know why I can't go that way. My exposure to such things was very limited in my youth. There's another artifact, but I think I've already got... No, wait. It's blue. I can see the blue on it. Let's land.
How many rings have you visited, Chief?
Too many.
Well, there's information stored in here about all of them. Memories, data, deliberate, fractured. So much history. None of it clear.
Interesting thing about this game, there were no Forerunners, there were no Flood in it. It was just all you fought for the whole game was Covenant, or the Banished. That's an interesting change for Halo. Traditionally, it's you fight more than one faction. So we were on the Forerunner artifacts here, both of them. There are none here. We got all three of them there. Yeah, there's a Forerunner artifact over here we didn't get. So I guess let's go over here and see if we can find it. So guys, this afternoon we're going to play Borderlands 2. I'm playing through with Maya on the second playthrough. I think I got her to level 50 yesterday. And we're going to pick up there doing some of the side missions and things of that nature before moving on with the story mission, as we're trying to get her at 80. If there's anything else you'd like to see me play, please let me know. I have social media links down below. I'm mostly active on Twitter, but I also have a Facebook, I have an Instagram now, and I have a YouTube channel. And follow me on all those platforms. It will cost you absolutely zero, so I would appreciate the support there. But as always, the most important thing right now is getting the views here, so we can continually move forward with views and move up. I will be growing. That's what I want to have happen. Oh, there's a Banshee. Well, he won't be back. We have to stop and get another Wasp at one of our FOBs, because this one looks like the warranty's about to expire on it. Make sure you start getting those calls about your car's extended warranty. We've been trying to get a hold of you about your Wasp's extended warranty. No rings. There are, I think those are the first ones that I found, or that's maybe not the first ones, but I believe that those rings right there I've already got. I've already procured them. Let's go check, but I'm pretty sure those have already been. Yep, no blue. Gosh, this is a pretty game. I said it before, but I think this is what like Washington and Oregon look like without all the alien structures. But then again, maybe they do have alien structures. A bunch of weird people live in those places. I do see we got up to 65 followers now, so that makes me pretty happy. There's a fob. Let's go over there and grab another Wasp, because this one has seen better days.
Hostiles could push in any second. Right behind you, sir.
The Banished took everything from me. About time I started taking back.
Got an AV-49 coming your way. I'm glad it's you flying it and not me.
The thing about the alien artifacts is they're usually pretty easy to see because they're perfect rings. You can just tell they're unnatural. So I did apply for a job at a college today. We'll see if something happens from that. I've applied there before, but I've not, as a college it's local. It's a community college that I went to when I was first going back to college, so maybe they'll look at me and say, well, this is an alum, so we gotta give them a look. See how that sticks out? That ring sticks out? That we've already got that one, but it's you can just tell that that's been there for a while. That it's not natural looking, so. What? Oh, I have 3 Banshees on me. This is probably not going to end well for me. Good, and disappeared. Y'all see that? They just completely disappeared.
That will be the last vehicle you find.
But those rings stick out. I can just see them. So you'd think that it would be pretty easy to tell where they are. But I don't see any others. Like right there, I can see it. I don't think I got that ring. Let's see if it's got the hue to it. Nope. That's what you get for taking my car from me.
This is hard to explain.
Try me.
There's a profound regret woven through everything I can decipher. Grief, even. Tens of thousands of years old, and the sorrow still feels fresh. This installation has a troubled memory. That was the last one. It's tragic. A civilization that had it all under control. Until they didn't. There's so much here. It feels kind of like a confession. Imagine needing to carve your apology onto an eternal slate. But not to say sorry,
To warn. To confess.
Sounds familiar.
It does, doesn't it?
We still don't know what you changed your name to, do we? But that's the last artifact, so we got all the artifacts now. There should be these propaganda towers, like there should be all over the place. But they're not on the map unless you get close to one, so.
You Marines can't solve.
Yeah, yep.
Wasp, inbound.
Sir?
And usually you hear the propaganda towers before you see them. But I am in a wasp, so who the heck knows? There's a log. Audio log that I'd missed.
This is Spartan Vettel of Fireteam Taurus to all UNSC transmitters in range. I tracked down Griffin's last location, before he went offline. I know where he went, where he was taken. He's been taken to the tower, and we know what happens there. The facility's heavily guarded, but if I can take one of those transport skiffs, I might be able to slip in. I'm not going to let Griffin die in chains, but I've been on this ring long enough to know that victory is not guaranteed. To all remaining UNSC on Zeta Halo, we don't give up. We never stop fighting, no matter what happens.
Another Banshee. And a sniper. Oh! I was really kind of hoping we would be able to see those propaganda towers from the air, but I don't see them at all. I guess if we get out of their range, those banshees disappear. He took a lot of shots. They got a gravity hammer, so down he goes. That's a propaganda tower, I can see it. Considering how many we missed in this area, that was only 5 of 13. There should be 8 more of them around here. Oh. One thing I do know, and this is another bug in the game, if you're going to get it, you can't go back and play story missions yet. But 505 Games says they are looking into fixing that. I tried to get out, but they kept pulling me back in. Let's see. So if we look at our map, for instance, over here is a story mission. We first started the game. That's another story mission. So there are story missions that we're going to be able to go back and do, but we can't do them right now. So find the skulls that we missed and all that good stuff. In fact, now that I think about it, there are 4 skulls around here too we missed. I don't even know where to look for them. Apparently I missed... Is that right? Did I miss an armor piece? Is that what that's saying? Thought we had gotten all the cosmetics, but I guess we missed one.
That's hope.
Yep. Stay alert, Merc. Not out of the woods just yet.
While you're yakking, they're planning.
I can do that. Stand by for vehicle drop.
They should really highlight those towers in a color so I can see them. There's one. That was weird. Was I already here? No. There's a tower. And there's something green. Is that?
Time to fight. You're not driving. Don't be slow.
Usually the green means there's something down there that we dropped, the USNC. UNSC or whatever it is. The humans dropped it. Let's see if it's anything. Not really. Okay. It's just an ammo drop. Yeah, they really camouflage a lot of stuff, so you can't see it as easily as you normally would. This is where we fought that target of opportunity. I'm the king of the world! Don't see anything there. Banshee's going down. Should be a tower around here somewhere, I would think. Let's take a look at skulls, because we've only gotten one skull. And they're usually hidden really well. That's not what I wanted. Apparently people have already found them all. But I don't know where they are. See, there's a tower. We got that tower. Does it bring any of them up when we fly over? I don't know. Found that by mistake.
Griffin, I've got movement in that downed Phantom. Danish survivors.
Let's pick them off before we move on those AA guns. Venom, you're on.
Stand down, Fire Team Taurus. Friendly inside.
Kovan? What are you doing in there?
The Phantom was in my way, so I went through it. I count 5 banished patrols making their way to your position. If you're gonna move on those AA guns, you should do it now.
You heard her, Taurus. Let's move out. Thanks for the support, Kovan.
Нет проблем.
He slapped me pretty good. Okay, the tower's still standing here, so I gotta get the oh no, don't! Wrong button. Oh my. Okay, ignore the tower and kill the dudes. That's all there is to it. Although this time I'm not going to get out of the wasp right away. I took care of that. Well, these aren't helping. That's rings. We don't need to worry about the rings. Oh, well, once again I hit the wrong button, but that's okay, because I was going to take this. Blow that up. Yeah, the Ghost is probably... Oh, the sound is cut out. The Ghost is the best vehicle, I think, in the whole game. It's very easy to use, maneuverable, unlimited ammunition. The explosions have cut out, everything. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. Okay, that's a Razorback. I know what that is. Oh. Gosh, this is so creepy that the sound is cut out. Let's see if I can reload it and get the sound back, because that's kind of silent. Nope. Well, that works. Let's see. Shoot some dudes. Yeah, I can't hear them talking or anything. My bionic elbows aren't making those hits anymore. And they're making the hits, but you can't hear them. They're going to start talking their normal game. That must be a problem with the Xbox Series X. If you don't reset it every once in a while, it cuts out the sound. Silent Halo. The boss's Christmas present isn't here yet. They're estimating it'll be here the 17th. 3 days. Kind of bothers me. It's not here yet. I ordered it on the weekend of Black Friday, and supposedly it shipped at the beginning of December. Supposedly. Well, the good news is now that we're done with this, I can turn it off and reset it, and the sound will come back. But I'll do that after we're done today, and then before the afternoon when we load up Borderlands 2. And I'll have the camera out so people will be able to see my smiling face and my Santa Claus hat. So guys, I am up to 102 followers on Twitter, which is very cool. Hope you're following me there. I do try to update that when I'm streaming. Ooh, don't go that way. Let's see. I try to update those when I'm streaming easily, so it shouldn't be that bad to follow me there. No. Yes. Apparently, it's not gonna let me call it in. Okay. But gosh, this is very creepy that the sound is cut out like this. I wonder if this is how Solid Snake does things, where he doesn't hear anything. Let's go back to here then. So there are 2 skulls and 8 propaganda towers we have not found in this part of the ring. And to be honest, the propaganda towers are just ones that I've kind of accidentally found. Apparently that's how you find them, is by accident. You just kind of run across them and there they are. And even my vehicle's sound is cut out. Well, I guess that makes it easier for me to talk. All right. Don't shoot me. So for the next, for the foreseeable future, we're going to be playing Borderlands 2 now that we're done with Halo Infinite, the campaign mode in Halo. Have to say, I honestly really enjoyed this campaign. I love open world games, and they did a good job with this one. It's a pretty game with the sceneries and everything. And the truth is, I think we've gotten to a point in video games where they can make a character look any way they want to now. I don't think that we were looking for a super hyper detailed Master Chief in this game. Uh, he doesn't look that much different or that much better than he did in Halo 5 or Halo 4 for that matter. But the backgrounds and the scenery and the little things are now what seems to be what the bigger deal is now. You just don't see a lot of I haven't seen a huge difference between the PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 graphics, to be flat out honest. But we haven't seen a lot of stuff made specifically for the PlayStation 5 yet. And what we have seen has been impressive, but Ratchet and Clank's a great game, but I don't see how it looks that much better than Ratchet and Clank on the PS4. It looks pretty much the same to me. But with Halo here, it's the backgrounds, these backdrops, and that's kind of the unsung. Here, there's a tower right there of the unsung hero of game development are the backgrounds and such. You just don't see a lot of love given to that. It's always look at the explosion, look at this, look at that, and it's yeah, okay, that looks great and all, but why don't you look at the trees, look at the mountains, look at the water effects. I used to know a guy, or I do know a guy, who used to work for me at GameStop that he was obsessed with water effects in video games. That's what he would rent games from the store, which was there's another tower. I got lucky in two in a row. Uh, he was at GameStop. You could rent games from the store and take them home and play them for a couple of days and bring them back. That was a big deal about working there was you had to be familiar with the games, right? So it behooved you to, if Halo came out or Call of Duty or something like that, take it home, play it, and see what you think about it. Now your next question is probably, hey, wait a minute, doesn't that make the game used? And the answer is yes, it does. And now your next question is going to be, well, did you sell it as used? And the answer is no. They told us to keep selling them as new. So that's another one of those things about GameStop that you might not recognize about the way they did things was if you took a game home, if you bought a game from them and took it home, uh, and you didn't like it, you couldn't bring it back. You could trade it in. But if we took a brand new game home and played it and brought it back, it was just a rental. So that's there's a lot of things about that weren't on the up and up with GameStop. A lot of things that weren't on the up and up about them. Oh, there he is. I see him. We're going to do the bionic elbow with Dusty Rhodes. There we go. Bionic elbow. But he would rent games and take them home and then tell me he'd come back in and say, "Oh, dude, the water effects in this game were crappy. Water, water, water." He was obsessed with water effects, and I think it was because that's how he judged how detailed the game was. Because a lot of people don't look at water effects as being a staple point of games. Shoot, I remember a guy I used to play when I was on Xbox Live all the time. I would play with a bunch of guys that were really good guys. In fact, one of them is still a good friend of mine. And we had this guy we played with, and he was there's another tower. He was a character, probably still is. Uh, he would not like a first-person shooter if he couldn't see the feet of the character when he looked down. He looked at that as a bad thing. That they would not program in the fact that if you look down in a first-person shooter, you couldn't see your own feet. He hated that. So, and you're thinking about it like, and now you're probably going back and going, hey, wait a minute. Every game I've played that's a first-person shooter, you can see your own feet. And the answer is no, no, no. Especially back in the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 time. Uh, no, those were assets that were looked at as not needed to play a first-person shooter. So your more detailed ones like Halo had them, but most of your console first-person shooters at that time did not include feet. You couldn't see your feet. And that might sound dumb, but hey, that's how it was. Nowadays, I think it's pretty standard. Especially if you're playing a game like, well, Halo's always had it, but Borderlands, for instance, when you have difference in characters and you have cosmetic things, skins, and all that good stuff. That's important stuff. So you want to see it. You want to see what your character looks like. So you see your feet on those games. Don't see any more propaganda towers. I know there's probably 5 more in this area. Look, what's that? That is a fob base, because I could tell from the green. Green is marine, basically. If you see something green, a green highlighted thing, that's a marine. It's either like a dead drop of weapons or armor, or, I'm sorry, weapons or ammo, or it's a Spartan core, or it's a cosmetic, or it's a fob base. You see green. Red is more of the Covenant stuff. Ooh, gosh. So you'll see Covenant or weapons drops. Oh gosh, there's 2 of them in red. I don't think there's a tower around here, is there? And since the sound is deadened, I can't hear anything anyway, so. That was not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Okay, so heading over here. I'm looking for propaganda towers. We managed to find a couple, but yeah, those are highlighted in red down there. Those are Covenant or Banished. Sorry, Banished. We're not at war with the Covenant anymore. We're at war with the Banished. Those are usually weapons and armor drops, or weapons and ammo drops of the Covenant, of the Banished. It's an interesting game though, because they didn't have. There was no appearance by the Flood. There was no appearance, and the Flood is here because the Flood is always in on Halo rings, and this is a Halo ring. Let's see, that's a ring. No appearance by the Flood, and the Forerunners, which were the orange guys from the previous couple of games. They're not in this either. So, kind of makes me think that they ran out of time, which wouldn't surprise me. Microsoft already delayed this a year, so they have to get the game out in order to justify continually paying the programmers for it. If it weren't for these trees, I could probably see the towers a lot easier, but the trees, they stick up as well, so that's a triangle down there. I'd be interested to find out if Halo is still the big media, the big sales generator that it used to be. Microsoft was part of the reason they failed in Japan for so long is they tried to shove Halo down the Japanese gaming audience's throat, and Japan is a completely different animal when it comes to video games. You know, they like their role-playing games and their dating simulators and bus simulators and mahjong and I mean, hell, every time they release a game console in Japan, the first 5 or 6 games for it are all versions of mahjong, for crying out loud. But the market is different from the American market, and when Microsoft put out the original Xbox here, I hate that I can't call it the Xbox One because of the fact we have an Xbox One as a later console and it came out after the 360 just boggles me. Their naming schemes are horrible, quite frankly. The Series X and the Series S, especially when you have the Xbox One X and then you have the Xbox Series X. Well, what's the difference? It's really kind of maddening. But when they brought it out here, it was not on the heels of GoldenEye, but GoldenEye was still a pretty big deal in a lot of people's minds of being a first-person shooter you could play on a console, and it played well. There's a tower right there. It played very well. It doesn't play well now compared to games like Halo, Call of Duty. Those games play much better than GoldenEye did now. But at the tower, got it. What Rocket Hog? What is? We have 21 Spartan cores we haven't used yet. I don't know how many more there are. Killed all the targets, right? And the database. Anyway, they brought it out here, and they didn't market it after GoldenEye. They weren't that dumb, but they took advantage of the fact that GoldenEye was a big deal on the. That's an orange light. What is that? Is that a? No, it's green. Okay. It just turned green though. It was orange. They basically put out Halo as a multiplayer oriented first person shooter that was in the vein of what you've been playing before, and it worked. It did very well, and it continued to do very well all the way through. Definitely Halo 3. I was not working. I don't believe I was in the industry when 4 came out. I think I had just left. I think it came out in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. But they were, they here it worked. We wanted a game like Halo. We still love our shooting games here in North America. That's why the gaming industry works is very hot and cold the way that it works. If someone releases tomorrow, if a new game comes out that sets the world on fire and completely destroys sales records and everything, publishers are going to look for a way to compete with that. That's just how capitalism works, is that someone brings something out and you need something to compete with it. So you don't want to usually do exactly the same thing, but you do want to make sure you have something out there in a competitive space. When in the 90s, when when Capcom made Street Fighter 2, set the world on fire, everybody and their grandmother made a fighting game. And I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying how many fighting games were available. There were so many. Everybody made one because everybody wanted a piece of that pie. The most popular one was Mortal Kombat, which, whatever, not as good as Street Fighter, at least not the first ones. Mortal Kombat didn't get good until probably here recently, where they actually developed a fighting engine that people wanted to use instead of wanting just to see the fatalities. But everybody copied Capcom. Everybody. And you had, well, Capcom and King of Fighters were, pretty much neck and neck as far as time goes, but Art of Fighting, all that. SNK is what I'm saying, is their game was in development before Street Fighter 2, but Street Fighter got all the accolades. But the same thing happened with first-person shooters. So when Activision, Halo comes out, Microsoft does Halo, and it ends up just completely owning the market. Well, here comes Activision with Call of Duty. Here comes Halo with Battlefield. Here comes Sony with, Guerrilla made it. I can't even think what it's called. Killzone. They did Killzone. Killzone is a direct competitor to Halo. It's just that Sony put it out, had it developed, and put it out because they needed a shooting game to compete with Halo. That's the only reason it exists. Now, a couple of the games are pretty good. I'm not saying they're bad games. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, but that's how gaming works. Is if someone brings out something that's doing really well, all of a sudden everybody else has got to get in on that as well. So just think of your Grand Theft Auto. When Grand Theft Auto came out, set the world on fire. Here comes all the open world games, sandbox games, your Saints Row, your Assassin's Creeds, all that stuff. And nowadays you have hybrids like Far Cry. Far Cry is a hybrid. It's a first-person shooter, but it's an open-world first-person shooter. Halo Infinite, what we're playing right now, is exactly the same. It's a first-person shooter in an open world. So there's always somebody there trying to copy what's popular at the time. That's just how it works. That's how the gaming industry works, how it happens, and that's what it's probably always going to be like. You can't have complete originality anymore. Everyone's got something different. Now, if you want creativity and originality, usually you have to go to indie games. Indie games are where people are pushing the envelope in those areas. And I'm not a huge indie game person, but I have played some that I think are pretty good. But at the same time, I don't think you can compare. To me, comparing something like this, Halo, which was probably worked on by 500 or 600 people, to an independent game which was probably made by one guy in his basement. He might have a good idea, and he might be very talented and do a very good job. I'm not saying that, I'm not poo-pooing his efforts whatsoever. There's one. I'm just saying that it's going to be very difficult for him to compete with a game like Halo, the way that it looks, the way that it plays, the way that it sounds, all that good stuff. It's not something that is going to be easy to accomplish. All right. I'm getting shot at. Yep. So don't be surprised if Sony comes up with an open world shooting game to compete with this in the next couple of years. Do not be surprised. But then again, it could also be the kind of thing now. Sony and Microsoft, yeah, they're competitors, and I'm sure they're friendly, but they're much more friendly than they used to be. I've been on meetings before with executives from Microsoft. Peter Moore when he was at Microsoft, and he made it very clear he wanted Sony out of the industry. Is basically what he wanted when he was heading up Xbox. He was very, very, very vocal and forward about his disdain for Sony. Now he's the head of EA Sports, so I know he doesn't feel that way. He's not paid to feel that way. But he was at the time, and he really wanted to take Sony down. He had no problem with Nintendo. He actually said that he thinks that they should do the Xbox Wii 60. He was very forward about that. He was on board with Nintendo. He didn't look at Nintendo as doing the same thing. And then 2 years later, they did connect. But nowadays, I think it's much more friendly. Phil Spencer, the head of Xbox, he is a good dude. He really is a good dude, and from what I've seen, and he's there saying the right stuff. He's going to say, guys, we're not going to have everything to fit everybody. We want to, but we're not going to. That's just the nature of the beast, because only one person has the rights to Halo, and that's Microsoft. And they're gonna if you want Halo, you're gonna have to go to Microsoft. If you want God of War, you're gonna have to go to PlayStation. If you want Mario or Zelda, you're gonna have to go to Switch. That's Nintendo. That's just how it works. That's just how the cookie crumbles. And it's gonna be. And I think that they finally have carved out their niches in the gaming space where they know where they are, and they might try to compete a little bit here and there. And if they catch lightning in a bottle, good for them. But I don't think for 1 second if Sony at E3 next year announces a competitor to Halo Infinite, and it's going to be like Killzone Infinity or Killzone whatever, and it's an open world first person shooter, I wouldn't be surprised at all that it would. I mean, it wouldn't do as well as Halo is going to do. But if it does, then they continue doing it, and they're like, "Hey, we got lightning in a bottle here. This is good. We can build on this," and that's what they want. But I don't think for 1 second that Sony goes into it thinking, "Oh, we're going to take down Halo." No, they're not. Stupid. It's like no one's going to take down God of War. No one's going to take down Mario or Zelda. Just no, not going to happen. And I think we've gotten to a point in console gaming where the console wars, quote unquote, are pretty much a thing of the past. They don't do a lot of trash talking anymore. There's a friendly rivalry, I think, between them. Although Nintendo marches to the beat of their own drum, so who the heck knows about Nintendo? But everybody else, it's hard to say. I just don't see. I just don't see there being that heated rivalry that Microsoft had with Sony back in the early 2000s and the mid and the 10s when the Xbox and the Xbox 360 were taking on PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3. And I think that's because that both of them have learned that if they want to pee in each other's cornflakes, You know, eventually, you're not gonna be number one anymore. And Microsoft is really good uh, at. Yeah, they're a perfect example of that. When they got into the industry, it's not because, but they got into the industry, and Sony was at the time they had dominated with the PlayStation, and they were about to dominate with the PlayStation 2. Everyone expected the PlayStation 2 to just blow the doors off of the industry, which it did. Primarily, it was the primary driver to DVDs replacing VHS. VHS kids were big tapes that we used to watch movies on. And every time they tried to dethrone it, uh, the market, the people, the customers, would say no. We are fine with our VHS tapes. We don't want laser discs. We don't want video CDs. We want our VHS. Well, when PlayStation 2 came out, and it was a DVD player right out of the box. Uh, that went a long way into putting DVD players and the DVD format into just distancing itself from VHS. But when Sony and when Microsoft entered the market, they were very forward about wanting to compete with PlayStation. And when the 360 came around, Sony and the PlayStation 3 came around, Sony was really high on the horse. When you win two back to back, it's like winning back to back championships in a sports league. If you win twice in a row in any sports league, that's a pretty big deal. And Sony was very proud and very arrogant about it. That their PlayStation, they remember them saying that the new generations of consoles didn't start until they said so. I fully remember them saying that the PlayStation the new generation didn't start until PlayStation 3 hit the shelves. Is the way they looked at it. And Kutaragi, he's a different cat. He's not the typical show respect to the Japanese show respect sort of thing. He's very much uh, he was very much into winning. He wanted to win, and he was because Nintendo had embarrassed him. But the so Microsoft came into the market at a good time because Sony was throwing their weight around, and there is I'm sure it's still around in some form or fashion, but you don't hear about it as much anymore. They have an approval board for games, and it's called the PEG, I think. Uh, so if you want to make a game for PlayStation, you have to submit it for approval and see if Sony will allow it to happen. They control every aspect, and so does Microsoft, and so does Nintendo, for the record. But they have these approval boards, and companies were taking things to Sony, and Sony was shooting a lot of stuff down, a lot of popular stuff from Japan, like Sakura Taisen and games like that. They didn't want those games coming out here in the States, and it made a lot of people mad. It made a lot of developers and publishers upset that they could not release what they wanted to because Sony would shoot them down. Companies would go out of business. Working Designs went out of business because of Sony. They were a very, very popular publisher that published a lot of niche stuff. They were the first ones to do Lunar, and they were the first. They did Dragon Force, and I called them I don't mean it to sound the way it's going to sound, but they were kind of a bottom feeder. And Japan has so much more as far as library of games go than we have here. And everything, if it's good, is up to possibly coming out here. in the States, and that's the way that it always has been. They might have changed things. They might have to do a little bit of, it's not licensed or is licensed, etc. But for the most part, everything, most games that come from Japan come from bigger publishers. Well, at the time, not everything came out here. A lot of things didn't come out here, and we would miss out on a lot of. Don't get me wrong, we missed out on a lot of crap, but we missed out on a lot of good stuff too. Well, Working Designs would be there to scoop up the stuff that no one wanted to publish here. So you would, we would not have seen Lunar or Dragon Force or Popful Mail or Vi or Shining Wisdom or Alundra or any of these games that Working Designs did, because there was no one was picking them up to bring over here. Well, Working Designs would pick them up and localize them and bring them out here. But the thing is they had to go through the same approval process everybody else did. And they were after. If the rumor was they were trying to get Sakura Taisen or Sakura Wars brought out here, and it was a very curious thing that we had not seen any of the Sakura Wars, Sakura Taisen games brought out here, because everything else, Sakura Wars, Sakura Taisen, was brought out here. Everything that was brought out was based off of the games. The games came first. At least the first game came first. And it was so immensely popular that they made an anime and a toy series and a manga and all these different things. Well, all that stuff was localized except the games they were based on. And the rumor was that Working Designs wanted to bring out Sakura Wars. And Sony told them no. And that's what sunk Working Designs, is they did not have anything else lined up. And that's what killed them. That they couldn't bring out anything. So it sunk the company. I don't know if that's 100% true, but it wouldn't surprise me. But because of stuff like that, you had publishers and developers favoring Xbox. So if you look at the dynamic difference between the libraries of the Xbox, yeah, your Call of Duties and your Battlefields and Lord of the Rings and Star Wars games, most of those came out for both consoles. But not all of them, especially Star Wars, now that I say that. Because you had developers who thought it was easier for them, and it was easier for them, to make for Xbox because it was very similar to a PC, and it was much cheaper for them to port to Xbox as a developer than it was to go to PC or go to PlayStation. So that was a pretty big deal for a lot of these PC companies that had made games. Ooh, didn't even know I was going to blow up. It was a big deal for these PC publishers and developers to get their hands on console and because console games had always sold better than PC games. I think that's still the case. I don't know that to be 100% true. I mean, they keep making consoles, so I'm assuming there's something to be said about that. I know a lot of the master race seem to think that every generation of consoles is going to be the last, and then when it's not, they don't know what to say. Well, that was weird. And but truth of the matter is that Microsoft was taking all these games and getting access to all these things that Sony didn't have, was turning down, or disgruntled publishers and developers were not interested in developing for PlayStation because they couldn't get things developed for it and brought out. So if you look at the 360 and PlayStation 3 library, most of your third-party stuff came out for both, because your Capcoms and your Square Enixes and stuff like that, they don't care necessarily how well a game sells on a specific console. They care about it selling well, period. So if they sell 1,000,000 units, they sell 1,000,000 units. It doesn't matter to them if it's on PlayStation or Xbox or whatever. They just want to sell units. So, and that was 360 and PS3 time. So you'd see Call of Duty come out for both. Devil May Cry came out for both, and there was negligible differences usually between the two. Every once in a while, like Batman Arkham Asylum had the Joker challenge maps, which was the only way to play as a Joker in Batman Arkham Asylum was to have it on PlayStation. You see that every once in a while, but for the most part, it didn't happen very often. And they look very similar. Well, it wasn't like that with the original Xbox and the PlayStation 2, because of the fact that there were so many publishers and developers getting involved with Xbox, that there were so many more third-party games that were coming out for either or. Because I just realized, the same thing happened with PlayStation, because you have your Kingdom Hearts and your things like that. But all right, I mean, and it was basically also Japanese versus American developers and publishers as well. During the PlayStation 2, the Japanese were very, very, very fond of PlayStation over Xbox. They made fun of the Xbox, especially the original, the Duke controller, the Duke. But at the same time, PlayStation had this massive lead on everybody. But Microsoft went into it not expecting to win the first time, and they didn't. And technically, they didn't win the second time either. But they did a much better job of scooping up and becoming a more recognizable force. So that's when your Square Enixes realized, yeah, we should do Final Fantasy on Xbox as well, and things like that. That's how it worked. Let's head up here and see if there's a tower. But that's how game development was back then. Nowadays, it's not as heated. You don't see a lot of it. It's much more of a business, and it's a friendly rivalry more than anything. And then you'll get there's not as much trash talking, which I like, quite honestly. And I never understood the console wars. When I was a kid, I was a Nintendo kid, as most Americans were. I know in the UK it was Sega. When the video game crash happened in the 80s, it only happened in the States. Everywhere else it didn't happen. So the Sega Master System came out without a hitch in the UK and did very well there. So they didn't grow up with the love for Mario. They grew up with more of a love for Sonic, quite frankly. But I forgot where I was going with that. About the game crash. Well, drop pods. I still don't see any more propaganda towers. Kind of insane, isn't it? Gosh, the lack of sound is still creepy. Yeah, but you just don't see a lot of the third-party exclusive stuff anymore. A lot of them don't do it, and you still see it with every once in a while, but usually it's because it's a paid-for kind of thing. Sony, for instance, paid for Street Fighter V, and they helped develop it. They helped Capcom make it a little bit. So don't think, like I said, it does happen, but it doesn't happen as often anymore as it used to. I just think it's because everything's become a lot closer. In fact, if you want who gets the most exclusives now on third parties, it's probably going to be Nintendo. Because the Switch is such a unique bird, is what it is. It's very unique, and the thing that not a lot of people understand about game development is the way it used to be done back in the days of the PlayStation 2 and Xbox One and the GameCube. Yeah, the Xbox had the best looking games, and then it was GameCube, and then it was PlayStation 2 after that. But the thing, yeah, it was, is that they were usually, and if you were playing on standard definition equipment, television, the differences were very negligible. You really could not tell. Yeah, there was a little difference, and if you were looking hard enough, you would definitely see a difference. But for the most part, it was not it was not a massive difference. It wasn't like going from 8-bit to 16-bit. Because they were, and at the same time, it was still uh, the same. They were still the same game. I remember my friend Jeff, uh, who he was a GameStop manager before I was. In fact, he got me involved. He got me hired actually into GameStop as a store manager. He was a big Xbox guy, huge Xbox guy, and he before I started working at GameStop, but we knew each other because I worked in the mall and I'm a gamer, and so we would talk. And the the Lord of the Rings games that EA were making, I believe it was Two Towers. I'm almost positive it was Two Towers. Uh, had come out on PlayStation before the movie had come out. And the Xbox version was delayed until after the movie had come out. So I walked into to his store, because that was the store I frequented, and he was talking to some customer about something. And he's like, "Hey man, how you doing?" So I'm doing fine, Jeff. How you doing? We just kind of talking to BS, and I said, "So what's you playing? Anything good come out?" He goes, "Oh, dude, have you seen Two Towers on Xbox? It looks great. It's great. It's fantastic." I said, "Yeah. You want to know something else? You want to know something about that?" He goes, "What?" I said, I already beat it a month ago on PlayStation, so there's no sense in me worrying about the Xbox version." And he was not happy that I had said it like that because he knew I was trolling him. But I was console wars what I was talking about. You just don't see the console wars anymore. But I was a Nintendo kid. I grew up a Nintendo kid. Uh, I never hated Sega. I wasn't aware of what Sega had to offer. And it wasn't until later. Oh, there's a tower I found by mistake. It wasn't until later that my neighbor sold me his uh, his Genesis and Sega CD. I was kind of scared. He sold me his Genesis and his Sega CD for $100 and all of his games. And then I was like, holy crap. And then I was totally enamored with it. It was a great console. Absolutely great console. But I didn't hate Sega. I just wouldn't know. I had never played any of their stuff. So I've never gotten the hate that people seem to have for consoles or consoles they don't own. There seems to be this going trend that if you spent your money on something, you have to defend it to death, and it's just like, yeah, not really. It's not the way that it works. You want to, you can, but it's not that great. Let's see. Another tower down. And the towers aren't showing up on the map either. See, it's 12 to 13. I guess it's an armor locker, but I'm pretty sure I got all the armor lockers, didn't I? Hmm. That's so strange. It still says I'm missing one. And I thought I gotten all of them. Go figure. Okay, so let's see. Keep flying around, I guess. And by the way, the same thing applies to PC versus console. I don't get that either. If you like what you like and you like it, that's great. I don't get the you have to agree with me mentality. I think I found it. Oh, did I find the one I was missing? No. It's an audio log. Oh, got me. I can't hear the audio log anyway. Truth is, I kind of like the Banshee better because it's faster, so. Okay. But it doesn't hover, so gotta do what you gotta do. Another tower right there. Yeah, I never understood the whole console war thing. I never understood the PC versus console thing. You're playing games and you like playing games, play games. Play how you like to play. Play the games you want to play. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's games. We're supposed to have fun playing them. But I tell you guys what, I know I usually do 3 hours in the morning, and I really am trying to get there, but considering we've already taken care of just about everything we can in this game, without having access to maps, it'll show us where everything is. I'm thinking I'm going to go ahead and shove off, and if I shove off now, I might be able to come back a little early, and even also play a little later today to make up for the time that I'm not here while playing Borderlands 3, or 2, I mean. So I'm thinking we'll do that. Because I do have a lot more than 4 hours of gameplay left in the second playthrough of Borderlands 2. Plus, this is really creepy with no sound. Except for the gunfire. Only the battle rifle has sound, or the assault rifle. This rifle does not. Interesting. Yeah, this rifle has sound. Yeah, everything is, the sound is completely dead. Nothing left as far as outside of the rifle goes. I don't think there's, I mean, I know there's stuff we're missing. There's still 4 propaganda towers, there's still 6 audio logs, 4 skulls, and that's all stuff I'm going to have to find later, I think. Maybe one of these days when we're looking for something to do, and once they get some proper maps online, we can go and tour around and find what we're looking for, what's left, but not a lot is there right now. So guys, go ahead and do me the favor. Please leave me a follow. Check out my social media down below. I have Facebook, I have Twitter, I have a YouTube, I have Instagram now, and I plan on updating Twitter mostly when I am online streaming. But if you would give me a follow on those platforms, the more followers I get on all platforms, the more likely I am to continue updating them. That's the way it should be, right? And let your friends know I'm here. I really am trying to grow my brand and grow my channel. I would love the opportunity to become a partner at some point. And growth has been a little stagnant for the last several weeks. And I'm still, I'm here a lot, guys. I really am. I stream for usually about 7 hours every weekday. And then on the weekends, I'll do usually like a 5 hour stream. This past Saturday, I did a 5.5 hour stream. But as long as I have the time, I'm not doing things here at the house, and I'm not working right now. So, but I'm here a lot. So tell your friends that I'm here. I would love to turn this into something where we can come and sit down and have fun and relax and just play games and swap stories and all that good stuff. I would love for that opportunity to do that. And so far, we're building towards it. But I would love for more of an opportunity for us to grow a little faster, a little more. If you're in, I went to business school, I have an MBA, master's degree in business, and I can tell you, the first rule of business is if you're not growing, you're shrinking. So go ahead and let your friends know that I'm here so we can attempt to grow this even more. I will get better as we get bigger. That's the thing is that right now uh, I need more eyeballs on my stuff to help me and give me more suggestions and all that cool stuff so we can figure out what I need to do and how I can make things better for everybody, for the channel. Everybody make better content and play better games and all that good stuff. Play games, the games everybody wants to see me play. So that would be very helpful to me to try and make that. Um, Twitter is where I update my stuff most. I do tell people when I'm going to be online. I did it for Halo this morning. I'll do it for Borderlands 2 when I come back here in the afternoon, and we'll pick up right where we left off on Borderlands 2 and see where that goes. Hopefully we'll have a good time playing that today as I continually march towards level 50 or level 80. We're at level 50 right now. So, oh my gosh. Well, we may not make it till a third playthrough, but we'll see. Third playthrough is ultimate Wolf Hunter mode. But I will be back after lunch. I need to take his dog out. I need to eat some lunch and see what's going on here the rest of the day. I'll be back. I'll update my Twitter when I'm back, and we'll play some Borderlands 2 on the PlayStation. I'll have the camera up and running. You can see my smiling happy Punim along with my Santa hat that I've been wearing during my streams on camera. And maybe we'll see if we can get my dog Whiskey on camera because he's very camera shy sometimes. Sometimes he is and sometimes he's not. So good luck figuring out what goes through his head. So I'll see everybody here real soon. Don't go anywhere. Tell your friends that I'm here so we can make this into a bigger channel and move forward, okay? I'll talk to everybody here real soon. Like I say, usually it's about an hour and a half. I'll see if I can try to get back a little earlier today. Might not, because the boss and I tend to watch Game Show Network at noon for lunch. But she's cooking dinner tonight, so I might stay a little later in the afternoon. I hope you enjoyed Halo Infinite to watch me play it. I really enjoyed Halo Infinite, so if you're looking for a game to play, you can't go wrong with Halo Infinite, quite honestly. I think it's a great game. They did a great job with it. I hope something that you're interested in playing. We will probably come back to it at some point. I don't know what it's going to be just yet. That ending definitely left it open for something. I don't know if there's going to be DLC or if there's going to be anything. If it's going to be Halo Infinite 2. I don't know if they're planning on that or if they're going to make a full. Infinite makes me think that they're supposed to add more stuff to it. So we'll see. Who the heck knows? But I did enjoy the game quite a bit. The open world first person shooter is a kind of an underutilized subgenre of games. So very, very pleased with what I have played thus far, and I didn't do that bad. Usually I'm a lot worse at Halo than I was this time. I still died a lot, but it wasn't like it used to be. So go ahead and click that follow button if you haven't done so already. Give me those follows on social media. That's absolutely free to do any of that. That would mean a lot to me, guys, as I am trying to grow my channel and expand my reach. If you can support me with a sub, that would be great. I would appreciate that so much. If you cannot, I understand that as well. Okay. 2020 and 2021 have been a little difficult for a lot of people, myself included. So don't think for 1 second that I'm going to look down my nose at you because you did not. You can't, sub to me. I completely get it. Let's see. I'm looking. All right, guys. So I will be back a little later this afternoon. We're going to pick up with Borderlands 2, mess around on that, and continue our second playthrough with Maya the Siren. That's what I'm gonna hopefully have a good time doing that with you guys, and we will move further into that game. If you want to see me play anything, you can contact me at evilenigma@gmail.com. If you don't want to do it on social media, I know not everyone has or likes social media. I completely get that. So if you can do that, that would be great. I get it if you can't, though. So I'm trying to pad this out to 2 hours and 30 minutes. Such a jerk. Let's see. But you can contact me there, ask me any questions about the stream you'd like to. You can also suggest games. I do have a big collection of games here. I will say that my capture card does not work with my Mac right now. So one of the things I'm hoping to be able to afford in the next couple of years, or next year if I can, is to get an actual laptop, Windows-based laptop to stream off of. That would be great. We'll see if I can get that up and running, and then we can play some Switch stuff and see how that goes. And then I can properly stream and have overlays like you guys want and all that good stuff too. So I will go ahead and cut out for now. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back here real soon. We're going to pick up on Borderlands 2 on PlayStation 5, 4 actually, but it's be playing on PlayStation 5. And then we're going to have a good time playing that this afternoon. I'll try to stick around for a half hour longer on that stream so we can make up for the time that we're losing here. Because I didn't realize when my Halo stream cut out yesterday that I was literally 20 minutes away from 3 hours, and I was also 20 minutes away from beating the game. If I had known that, it kind of ticked me off and it knocked me off. But hey, whatever. Guys, I'll see you here real soon, okay? So have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.